Hello mates, it's Gonzalo. Today I am going to talk about pseudo-classes and pseudo-elements. Um, pseudo-classes, pseudo-class is a selector that selects elements that are in a specific state. Um, for example, they are the first element of their type, or they are being hovered over by the mouse pointer. And these pseudo-classes, these elements, tend to act as if you had applied a class to some part of your document, often helping you cut down on excess classes in your markup and giving you more flexible and maintainable code. Okay, let's go to some examples. Okay, uh, forget. Um, here we have some of the more popular pseudo-classes: first child, last child, only child. And the syntax is with this colon before the element name. Okay, it's colon first dash child. Okay, this is the syntax of a pseudo-class. Okay, in this first example, I am going to show how works first child pseudo-class. Okay, here we go. We have two paragraphs inside an ID selector, okay, inside an article element. Okay, my ID is named example1, okay, and I am going to uncomment this in order to show how it works. Okay, I've selected this paragraph with a font weight bold and color red. Okay, note I'm not I did not uh, make I did not make a class. Okay, paragraph 1 is just a simple paragraph. Okay, element P and the text. However, with the pseudo class, I could put some style in this paragraph, and it is it was not necessary to establish a class. Okay, this is um, pretty useful because if you um, have to put another paragraph, you you are not going to change a class. For example, this last child is another pseudo class, and obviously is the last element inside a container, or inside maybe a div, a class, an ID, you know. Okay, in this case, I established the color green, and this is the result. What happens if I add a paragraph between my original paragraph? Okay, and okay, the style change to the first paragraph and to the last paragraph, the first child and last child. And I had no to alter my HTML or my style. Simply I established pseudo-elements. Pseudo-class. Okay, it's very useful. These are some examples of simple pseudo-classes. Okay, let's go to another type of pseudo-class. User action pseudo-classes. User action pseudo-classes, it's about it's about element who interacts with a user. Okay. Um, Hover maybe it's the most known of these pseudo classes, and I have an example here. Okay, I've established an image with a property display none. Okay, and we are going to show this image with the function with the pseudo class hover. Okay, hover the cursor here, mate. Okay, we are going to hover the cursor here, and ta-da, an awesome image. Okay, this this pseudo class we can use obviously for awesome links, stylish links, colors, backgrounds, maybe elements, animations around the link. But we also use this function to show or hide image, like this case. Okay, isn't cool? Okay, pseudo-elements. Pseudo-elements is very similar to pseudo-class, but the difference is the pseudo-elements act as if you had added a whole new HTML element into the markup, rather than applying a class to existing elements. Okay, pseudo-class is about classes, and pseudo-elements is about elements. Okay, the behaviors is very similar, but the applying is some different. Okay, here another example for pseudo elements. We have two paragraphs like in the beginning. Okay, and in this case we are going to show how works first line and first letter. Oh, I forget. The syntax for pseudo elements is two columns. Okay, one column and two column. This is the syntax for pseudo elements. Okay. For example, first line is a pseudo elements we can use to style the first line on a paragraph. Um, Sometimes when the viewport changes, um, we we cannot have the control of the type, the paragraph size. So if we want to apply a stylish of the first line, we could not. So we have this element, this pseudo element, sorry, and this is what happened. Okay, I forgot. Yeah. Whoa, like pseudo classes. In this case, the first line is the paragraph inside the container. My container is this ID, example3, and example3 have two elements, two paragraph p elements, and this pseudo element applies all the paragraphs inside this ID. Okay, we can also combine pseudo-classes and pseudo-elements, like this example. Okay, first child is a pseudo-class and first letter is a pseudo-element. In this case, I am I'm modifying the first letter of the first child, the first paragraph. Not this letter, but the first letter of the first paragraph. It's a very useful example about how to combine pseudo-classes and pseudo-elements in the same selector. Okay? Another useful pseudo-elements are before and after. These pseudo-elements is for generating content. Okay? Content um, without the necessity of touching my HTML, the HTML file. Okay? And for example, okay, example 4. Okay, in this example, I've added a line before the paragraph. Okay, the syntax is here. ID example 4, P element, colon, colon, before. Content, this is very important. This is a requirement for this pseudo class, so pseudo element. Content, I put a string. This is a new line before the paragraph, okay? And I'm styled. Okay, this pseudo element added a line, a content before, okay? And obviously, the same way, we can add it and pseudo element after my paragraph, okay? This is a new line after the paragraph, okay? The syntax is very similar. ID name, ID or class, it doesn't matter. ID name, example 4, P, element P, colon, column after, and the content, okay? Also, we can add empty contents, okay? Like clear fix in our project pages, okay? In this example, I am going to put an element before this paragraph, okay? Example 5. And I don't know what works. Okay, save. I don't know what it doesn't work. Okay. Oh, okay. But yellow. Ah, this is a problem. Okay, ready. I've used pseudo elements, okay, with empty content, and this I could style this element whatever I want. Okay, display block, background yellow, whatever you want. Okay, and the same way you can add images. This is a placeholder image. Okay, and you can add an image of your assets or an CDN. Okay, these are very useful, very useful trick in order to alter the behavior of our pages without touching or modifying my main HTML. Okay, only with pseudo classes and pseudo elements. Thank you for your attention. I am going to upload this video to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to put the link for my code pen in the description of the video. In order to you can play with this code and try. Okay. Thank you so much.